what's up?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
Oh, doing well. This is Bowie.
It's nice to meet you, Bowie. It's nice to meet you. It's Kevin, yeah?
Yes, and do I call you Wheezy or?
It's Anna, but Wheezy works better. It fits
Wheezy.
better.
All right, Wheezy it is. It's crazy that you live in this zone. So for everyone watching, we're not going to say where we live, but you live like 15 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
I remember I hit you up and I was like, oh my god, I found your page. There's this viral video of you, of course, that everyone knows. What are the odds that it turns out you live 15 minutes down the road from me?
When you said that you live where you do, I was like, there's no fucking way. That's
Yeah.
crazy. The world is this small.
Right? What are the odds? Because we just got back from a trip in LA, and kind of the idea with the trip, other than seeing friends and family and stuff, was I wanted to interview other influencers and other people that, you know, have interesting stories to tell. So in my mind, I was like, I got to go back to LA to do that stuff. I'm not going to be able to find anybody out here in Colorado. There's a few, but
Yeah.
it's going to be few and far between compared to LA. And then I found you, and I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. Bowie here, he's going to have to get used to the podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes he needs a little bit of motivation to be a part of the action. What do you think, bud? How did you come across our videos?
So I didn't really start TikTok until like later on, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So it was kind of just like, you know, scrolling past. It was just, you know, things that you see like in passing on the For You page or like in the, and you know, I just kind of kept seeing you guys, and I liked it. I liked the concept. I liked the, you know, Bowie gets to live a really.
He's like, I want more treats, Dad. What are you're talking about me? You're talking about me, you're saying my name, and you're not going to keep feeding me treats? What the hell is this?
It's just, you know, it reminded me, he's a lot like my dog was.
Yeah.
You know, just like curious and like goofy.
Oh, yeah,
And
really
just-
expressive face.
Exactly that, yeah. What made you want to start bringing Bowie? How did you start being allowed to?
It's a funny story. I had the idea for an Uber show for a really long time. It's, you know, the one idea that you talk about for so long and then you never actually do it. So that was my one idea. It was like my backup plan when all my other dreams didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I think I tried to do it a long time ago. I filmed a couple episodes when I was driving in LA, so I used to drive at Coachella.
Yeah.
And that was like the most interesting group of people. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be the best content ever. But I was like nervous being on camera. I didn't want to be the center of attention. Like, I'm the opposite of the type of person that's going to be like, what's up, YouTube? Like, today we're going to do, like, that's not me at all. So I never did it. I tried to film one. I never posted it. And then the idea just got lost. And I've been driving Uber on and off for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
So after my last job didn't work out, I was just in a really low place. Someone told me to get a dog and it'd make me happier. So I got a dog. And Bowie did just that. And I was like, shit, I got to go back to driving Uber full time. But Bowie has really bad separation anxiety. So I'm like, I'm just going to bring him with me. And, you know, I probably drove with Bowie for over a year before we ever even threw a camera in here.
That's great.
So we were like building up fans locally before the video was ever even rolling. And, you know, after about a year, I don't know, I just felt like it was time to do something. And I was just getting such amazing reactions from people. I'm like, this is priceless. I have to document this.
Right.
And probably 2 or 3 months into it, we were already going viral. The Daily Mail ran a story on us, and it was probably steady growth for about 7 or 8 months. And then just in the last 3 months, it got crazy. Like, we got on Good Morning America ran a story on us, and Inside Edition. The numbers, thank you, yeah, the numbers just started growing, and, you know, we picked up some sponsors, and at the beginning, like, we would just take whatever we could get, but these days, like, I get to be really picky, make sure we have the best dog food, the best supplements, and make sure we're giving Bowie a good life here. But as far as being allowed to, I mean, I looked it up, and as far as the internet says Uber drivers are allowed to bring a dog, there's controversy about that online because people claim to have been fired for bringing their dog as a driver. And I don't know what went wrong, or maybe they have a bad dog that was trying to bite people or something, I don't know. But how can anyone have a problem with this dog? Look at him.
A perfect dog.
Perfect in the car, but wait till you see him outside of the car.
Oh, I'm so excited.
He's like really mellow and zen in the car and crackhead energy everywhere else.
That makes me so happy. There's a problem, not a problem, sometimes it can be a problem. Sometimes, you know, the dog needs to wind down, but there's that one person that's like winding the dog up, that's me.
Oh, yes.
I don't know when it's time to chill sometimes, you know.
That's perfect.
I can't help it.
What kind of dog did you have?
He was a Beagle Terrier Chihuahua Wiener mix.
Wow, that's an interesting mix.
He was a really weird mix. When I see other dogs and I see that they have a good life, it makes me really happy. And
For sure.
reminds me of Chance.
Yeah, are you going to get another one?
Someday, yeah. If, I'm sure you know how hard travel is, and I don't know how hard it is with a dog, or if you travel with Bowie.
I take road trips with Bowie all the time. I'm not a big flyer. I flew a lot growing up, and these days, it's just, I love road trips. It's so much fun. And I have a little teardrop camper now that I can tow behind the car. So there's no excuse. Even if I'm going to the other side of the country, I'd rather drive. Because then I could bring Bowie too. I don't want to put him in boarding,
Exactly. No, I would never, I never did that with Chance.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good with other dogs, but I think he's sad when he's away from me, and especially the life I give him now, he probably spends an average of 5 hours per week not being directly by my side.
Yeah.
Like, he does everything that I do. I take him everywhere, so I think I've actually made his separation anxiety worse, because now if I'm not with him, he's like, what's going on? Did he die? Did he leave me forever?
Yeah, he's sitting there like, what, are you talking shit again?
Yeah.
He's got that paw up like, I'm going to hit you.
He's got that paw up like, you better give me more treats. It's going to be interesting to see, because in the car, he has nowhere that he can go. I mean, he loves the car, he loves coming along, but, in the podcast chair, who knows? I mean, he has an entire studio to run around. In the studio, we actually built it out of my garage, so this has been a project for the last 6 months or so. So it's fully done now, aside from the floor. I want to get the whole floor like epoxied and everything.
Yeah.
Get it really fancy in there, and then we're going to get a pool table and probably like an 80-inch flat screen, and then it'll be done. But you know how man caves and studios go, it's like it's never really done.
Right, exactly. There's always something to do, there's always something to change about it.
Yeah, so it's always a work in progress, but you'll see it right now. It's definitely come a long way. We've built sort of a set, and it's kind of a shrine of Bowie, really.
Yeah.
We have like the big Bowie blanket up on the wall, and
as he deserves.
Yeah, because he's the best dog. He deserves a studio named after him, whether he's in the chair or not. But we're gonna see if we can pull a couple tricks. I'm thinking we'll have like a bowl of treats, and we'll be feeding him treats during the podcast, keep him interested in the conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, Bowie.
Yeah, there you are.
Bowie, we're home.
Oh.
Do you want to go on a podcast? A podcast?
You want to go on a podcast?
It's a podcast, Bowie.
Dream guest on my podcast. Haha, Bowie, he's laughing. It's so funny.
It was so funny, Bowie.
He's judging hardcore, bro.
He's judging so hardcore. I wonder what he's thinking half the time. He's probably just judging everybody.
Oh, he is. I don't know if we're going to get along. I don't know, bro.
I think your energies are going to align perfectly the second you get outside of this car.
I don't know, he's giving me the side eye.
Are you giving the side eye, Bowie?
Come on, bud. We're doing a podcast, buddy.
What's up?
Welcome to the studio.
It's time for a podcast.
How are you?
Hi, it's nice
Hi,
to
I'm
meet you.
Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Jordan.
Nice fucking shoes, dude.
Thank you.
Those are sick.
They're perfectly like half pink and black, but opposite.
I'm so sorry. I was doing something wrong. That was my bad. Are you good?
Oh, you just got here. You're already fucking up the dog.
I told you we weren't gonna get along, though. Is that your emotional support ball?
It is.
Emotional support ball.
Can I see it?
Oh, you want a seltzer? Here you go.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
of course.
Chloe!
Bowie's got a new friend.
Oh, yeah. Anyone that like roughhouses with them and gets crazy, he's certainly like, he's gonna be your best friend forever.
Roughhousing, that's...
Hey, be careful with all the dog hair on your black clothes, though.
Oh, that's okay. I don't care. I have no cares in the whole wide world. If you're happy, I'm happy. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to it.
Where'd it go? Where's it, Bowie? Where'd it go?
Bowie, look.
Where could it be? Oh no.
Alright, here's what... Don't
I can't fold my knees all the way at the end, so
Wait, like you can't hold your knees up?
no, I'm sitting all the way back, so my knees are like
Oh, I thought
it's
you meant
my
like,
calves.
Like in your everyday life, you can't fucking close your
Oh.
like, you can't fold your knees. I'm like,
No, I
what?
walk with straight legs every single day. It's very
My
hard.
bad.
Why are you laughing at me?
No, I'm
This is a struggle.
Bowie, come back.
You're gonna eat the whole fucking bowl of treats.
What a perfect dog. What a soul.
got-
He's drooling. What a perfect soul.
That's all a dog needs to do. All you have to do is drool, Bowie, and people are impressed.
He made eye contact. He trusts me now. That's only when he poops. Hold on. Can we
like
go
looking
take him
at the
poop
camera.
really quick, see if he'll trust me? Don't break eye contact. What's up, Bowie?
What was your dog's name?
Chance.
Chance. What? How many different nicknames did Chance have?
Oh God, too many. There is Chancellor Do, Pee Pants, Mr. Pee Pee Poo Poo. He was also just Lumpy Boy because he just had like random lumps grow on him, you know. So like it's like on his shoulder, and then there was one like in between his like. It looked like a ball, like a testicle.
Yeah.
So that was another one. Hasselhoff. That one was one of my
Hasselhoff.
favorites. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, just different nicknames came up throughout the whole life.
The nicknames are always ever evolving.
What are all of Bowie's?
There's Bowie, there's Bo, there's Bobo, there's Bo Sniffles. Bociphodius was one of the main ones as a puppy. Bociphodius was huge. Bociphodius Amadeus. Then we got Bosyphilis. Let's see. I like Bo Sniffles. That's my favorite one.
What'd you find?
Bosif. Definitely Bosif.
Bosif! Panic.
He's like, how do I get there? See,
The panic is so fucking
you don't get
real.
the whole bowl. If you need a refill on the high noon, just holler at Jordan.
What are you yelling at?
What are you yelling at, Bowie? So we good to go?
Yeah, rip it.
All right.
Are you ready?
So the first official Uber Dog podcast, we have Wheezy in the studio.
Eh.
Not Lil Wayne Wheezy, but
No.
Wheezy. And I'm sure a lot of you know her from her many videos. So we're going to see how this goes. We just got all of this set up today. If Bowie is able to sit and do a podcast, he'll probably be the first dog ever. This is not a dog's natural environment. It's not the same as being in the car. So, you know, he's here for the beginning. We'll see how long he lasts. We got a bowl of treats. We're going to see how this goes.
He's so happy!
Wheezy, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I think Bowie's going to prove that this is going to take just as much, if not more work than the Uber Dog show.
So
But-
do you, because you said he's your editor, so do you have him edit your stuff, or do you edit your stuff as well? Is it like kind of like a...
It's mixed, so I haven't given up creative control at all, really, yet.
Right.
Editing videos my whole life, like, I just like to be able to pick out which parts of the ride that I use.
You have a specific thing in your brain, you know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I sort of have a vision for what I want. There's plenty of stuff I say in the car during rides that I don't want on the show. A lot of stuff about, you know, announcing that the show exists in the first place, you know, getting verbal consent from the passengers to, you know, be on my YouTube, to be on my TikTok and Instagram. So sometimes I leave that stuff in because I'll get some reactions. I'll be like, oh, this is the Uber Dog, we have a show, and they'll freak out. They'll be like, oh my God, I've seen your TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
So I leave that stuff in, but usually I'll cut most of the stuff out where I give them the whole spiel of like, okay, like this is what we do. The camera's recording you right now. And, you know, yeah, probably about 10% of the ride ends up going in.
Yeah. Huh.
But, yeah, so I think it'll be the same for the podcast. I think Bowie will probably spend about 10% of the time in this chair right here.
Come here,
But
Bowie.
He's going to be here.
Come
He's
here.
going to be here in spirit, I think.
Come on, man. Yeah, listen, good boy.
Good job. Good job.
That's a good boy. He's drill. I love how much he's drilling. It's great.
It's perfect.
Is he's a lab, a golden lab?
Yeah, he's a yellow lab.
He's a yellow lab. He's beautiful.
So I want to ask you how everything got started for you with social media, with everything. I think myself and probably most people know you from one single video, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I call it the alarm clock video. And, you know, it's basically just you on camera with like a heavy metal song saying it's time to get up, and it's like really cute and sweet at the beginning, and then it just becomes more increasingly hardcore to the point where you're like screaming, wake up.
Good morning. It's time to get up. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. It's time to get up! Wake up, bitch! Time to get up!
I don't know, it's hilarious. My main question I wanted to ask is, were you a content creator before that video, or is that video just the one that took it to the next level?
So it's actually, it's not one that took it to the next level at all, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So I started in September of 21, and I was with somebody that wasn't great at the time, and we were like not doing well on money or anything. So like,
Right.
you know, I was doing TikTok for fun because I was my off time, my only alone time, and it felt like, oh man, I can make friends, I can do something I enjoy, and I'm getting like, I guess like praise for it, you know, like there's
Right.
people that don't hate it, like, oh, I'm being me and people like it, whatever.
Yeah.
And it actually ended up being an alarm video, being my first video that went viral. That got 1 million views in one day. And that was like the craziest thing. I was in my car. I was in my Honda Accord, my 2001 Honda Accord. Wow. And I was screaming, wake up. And I remember I was either in the parking lot of my apartment complex or the parking lot of where I was working. Okay. And I screamed good morning and made, like 1 million views in one day. And I was like, that's interesting. And I kept going with it into, September. Every single day after a while, it was 1 million views on a video each day.
No way.
Yeah. And so that video that you saw, the one that you're talking about with the
bathroom,
dim music,
right?
Yeah,
in the mirror.
That one's actually a year later.
No way. So you were doing that same video over and over again in different places.
Ish, yeah. So I didn't do it again like that for a long time, about a year. Yeah. And I did that one in the bathroom because there was another video of a different creator that was doing it, and people were like, "Dude, you have to do this one too. You have to do this one."
It was like trending.
It was kind of trending, and that one I think got like 13 million views in one day.
13 million.
And then after that one, like literally I think a month after that one, was when the Pringles video went viral. And to this day it has like 55 million views.
55
on just one platform.
Yeah, that beats my record. I think we're at what's the one video at? It's 29 on Instagram.
That's
and 10
amazing
on,
though.
10
Instagram is crazy, dude.
I wish Instagram paid like TikTok does.
Oh, I fucking hear that. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So about Instagram starting to pay creators, I mean they're gonna have to be competitive with TikTok.
Well, so it's weird because Instagram reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, yo, we have this new thing that's going to be coming out." And it was kind of during the rollout of when TikTok was going to be banned. Oh, so wow. It was kind of like a, So you have to sign a deal with them, and that means that you have to have a certain amount of posts a month, being certain amount of pictures or reels, and they have to be exclusive to Instagram for a certain amount of time.
Oh, wow.
And you can't share it after that, and you can make money. If you really, the thing is you have to read the fine print.
Yeah, of course.
And every single thing you do. Instagram Meta is kind of one of those things that really has some fine print that can be really kind of wordy.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot about fine print lately, so getting into doing brand deals and stuff like that, there's a lot of contracts, and I'm very lucky that I have an uncle who used to not work for Vine, but he managed Viner's brand deals back when Vine was big.
That's crazy.
And he knows all about contracts and all this stuff. So shout out Evan if you're watching. He helps me look through contracts and lets me know if it's something I should do or not. And there's one main one that I avoided, and I'm so glad I avoided it. And it was a management agency. I want to ask you about that too. Have you worked with one in the past? Do you have one now? Because the last influencer I talked to, Johnny on the street, says avoid them like the plague. They will always rip you off.
It is generally that. You really will do better on your own because most management agencies, they want 20% or over. I've never seen anybody ask for 20% or less. It's always been 20% or over. And even when asking, when you have a big following, when you have great analytics,
right,
does not matter. You can manage yourself. You can find people yourself that you don't have to pay under an agency that only get a percentage of their percentage.
Right.
I'm currently signed with a management agency, but I have not heard from them since I signed up.
No way.
Yeah way.
And you're paying them a percentage?
Well, I'm supposed to pay them whenever they get me a deal.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I haven't gotten a single deal since I signed on.
Yeah. So the one I was talking to, they would get 20%, not just of the deals they get me, but any deals that I sign out on my own during the contract.
Yeah, don't sign that.
Yeah, and then not only that, but they would get 20% of that like forever, basically. If they find the deal for me, even after our contract expires, even if we have a falling out and we're not working together anymore, if they find me a deal and they get us PetSmart or something like that, they get 20% on that forever.
And it's cheeky.
Yeah.
Most of them are cheeky. There have been a few that maybe I just didn't mesh well with it, honestly. Like, it wasn't my scene. Because, like, I like to game, but I don't like trying new games all that often. I'm, like, very kind of I like to have my comfy games, and it's really hard for me to jump out and, like...
Right.
And one of the agencies I was with beforehand, this one, it was just, like, games all the time. And it was like, I'm not interested in that game. I'm not a gamer. I'm kind of just a yapper, I'm a certified fucking yapper.
Yeah. What games do you play usually?
Well, currently, I started actually tonight, Spyro. Again,
okay.
This is like my 4th time playing it, like all 3 of the games all the way through 100%. So It's just one of my like comfort games, but like GTA is one of my other comfort games.
Oh my god, GTA 5 is like my number one comfort game. That's amazing.
That one's a great fucking game. If you ever want to stream that, I'm always down.
So I think we got to set something up because that would be really entertaining. And I'm gonna sound like such a kook because I know nothing about streaming, but you know, I'm picturing we're both playing GTA and like our little pictures are in the corner and like Bowie's over here by my shoulder, like that.
You could have a Bowie cam.
We could have a Bowie cam.
You could like have like a whole room that's a Bowie cam, and you could just no. We got you covered.
You want to come up? You want to come up here? Come here. Come here.
Also, the whole Wheezy thing just clicked for me right now.
Oh, because I'm wheezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because of the fucking inhaler.
Is that why
thank
you're
you.
wheezy?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
That's how you got your name, because you have asthma?
I mean, yeah. So I've always had asthma. I had asthma since I was like 6. I think I had pneumonia, and then boom, I had asthma, and then boom, steroids. So I'm short. So.
Well, are you 4'10"?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You don't seem 4'10" in videos.
I got big dick energy.
Even in person, I wouldn't say you seem 4'10". I would guess you're taller, but I guess the boots help, right? What are those? Those add like 3 inches?
I would say so.
Yeah, that's solid. It's like the analogy with dogs, and it's one of the main quotes in my car. The rule is if you're gonna be small, you gotta be tough.
Exactly.
That's the rule. And Bowie is not small, nor is he tough.
I mean, he looks pretty tough.
I don't know. He sounds really tough. When a neighbor walks by the fence, he just loses his shit.
Get your tail.
He's like, you're going to come chase me, right? Is that what we're doing? We're going to go run around?
I have energy. Come on, what are you guys doing? What are you doing talking?
So here's a question. From one content creator to another, there is a set of issues I'm sure you deal with that I do not have to worry about. And I'm very, very curious about the type of people you run into that are just fucking creeps and stalkers. I mean, have you ever had any really scary situations?
Yeah, so I can tell you a couple stories if you'd like. One most recent one I'm sure you've seen on my content recently or whatever.
Perhaps.
There is an ex-boyfriend of mine that was doing some things that he probably shouldn't have been doing, allegedly. And one of those things was posting on a website that was just like one of those like corn websites, you know, that are just like, do this on printedpics.com and whatever. And he had posted AI edits of me that he had paid for.
Oh shit.
And whatever, and had made a poll of like what people would want to do to me. And you know, like a lot of them were like, find her and do this, find her and do that. And
whoa.
So like there was like a whole website and poll kind of dedicated to doing that, as well as, you know, like there's like different websites that in general just are dedicated to finding girls that are alike to me in stature and like that. Like it's unfortunately coming to the reality of my stature and size, I will be categorized in a certain sexual category I don't want to be in, that I have to accept as a human to be okay to live, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. That's got to take some getting used to, I can imagine.
A lot of the time it's like looking for like the red flags that can pop up even in like the most innocent way possible.
Yeah.
So like when somebody's like, oh, you're so cute and I want to stuff you in my pocket. Yeah. That like sounds kind of innocent, right?
It could go either way. I think it could go either way.
But like when you hear it, it's like, oh, that rubs me the wrong way, but you don't know exactly why.
Yeah.
But why would somebody want me to be in their pocket?
Yeah.
What other reason could there be?
I don't know. It's a phrase. It's an expression that people use, and I think it could come off as innocent, and it could come off as super weird, depending on who says it.
And that's the thing is, like, if it can come off both, maybe you probably shouldn't say it.
Yeah, maybe you should just avoid it.
Just be genuinely like, I like this part of you because it is you, not because, oh, I like that because I like that. You know, it's. Right. So there's people like that, like it's instantly, like it's ruined kind of a human connection for me in a way of like, I'm always seeing what people are trying to get out of me.
Yeah.
And that being also in a way that I don't like to think about.
Sure. So how's the transition from, you know, I'm sure when you first started content creation, it was mostly for fun. You weren't imagining it was going to be a career path for you. Was there a certain turning point or, you know, brand deals you were doing or a certain amount of views per month you were getting on TikTok when you really turned a corner and said, holy shit, this is what I do for a living now?
Yeah, there was a couple different points where, like, even when I started, like, my first video, the one that I told you that went viral in my car.
Right.
Like, that same, like, the night before, the ex-boyfriend I was just telling you about, he was like, yo, we're really tight on money, bro. Like, we might need to start an OnlyFans, all right? Like, we
Right.
can. And I was like, I don't want to. But we are tight on money. We're about to go into, like, we're going to have to file for bankruptcy.
Really?
You know,
Wow.
like, it was something, like, serious like that, especially because he was in the hospital a lot for kidney stones. He was a heavy
damn.
drinker.
Yeah.
So that didn't help. But so, like, you know, it was that, and the next day I went viral, and it was like, that was one turning point. And then the next turning point was deciding to start streaming, because I quit my day job in May of 22.
And what do you do for work?
I worked at a salon, but it had a retail front. It was like
Okay.
Ulta, but smaller. But
Oh,
I was
nice.
the assistant manager of both. So I managed the salon and the retail, but it was a full service salon. So like waxing, like nails, toes, whatever you can think of, like perms,
Yeah.
the whole shebang.
It's a lot of work.
A lot.
Hard work.
And I didn't even know how to do hair or any
Oh, really?
cosmetology. Yeah, no, I never went to
No
school for
way.
it. And I managed it somehow.
That's pretty impressive.
I learned how to, you know,
Yeah.
what was it, shit talk my way to the top?
For sure. How did it feel to quit that job? Did you quit knowing, like, I'm doing content creation now? That's
Yeah.
got to feel pretty empowering, right?
I told my dad the night before, like, I'm quitting because I was living at my dad's house at the time, and I was planning on moving in with my best friend because I just left that ex-boyfriend. I was living at my parents' house for a month, and then I went to my best friend's house and, you know, figured my shit out there.
Yeah.
But, like, I told him, like, yeah, I'm going to do content creation. He's like, what are you going to do, like, in 5 years when
Right.
it ends? And I was like, well, I mean, I'm going to be doing other things, obviously. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? So,
Crazy.
I don't know. There was never a point where it was like, yeah, it's not going to work out. You know, it's just kind of like, yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
I look at it as it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and not only that, it's a once-in-a-million opportunity.
Right,
I mean, there's
there's
so
not
many people
everybody.
trying to make it on social media, so I feel like it would almost be selfish to not fully pursue it. You know, like, once my videos reached a certain point, I was making videos for 16 years. I made skateboard films for 16 years, and I got up to, I think, 1,700 subscribers on YouTube and 7,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
And it was full time. Like, I would work day jobs just so I can afford to go skate on the weekends and make skate videos. And after 16 years, that was the highest it got. So the fact that I was able to get to where we're at now with Bowie and the Uber Dog show, it's like, within a few months I'm like, okay, there is no option. We have to go all in and make it as big as possible.
It's a weird
you know?
accident that happens, and, like, you know, you don't expect it. Like, you know, I don't know, at least for you, like, it was just kind of like, oh, I love my dog. No, I'm just going to do this. Like,
Yeah.
And for me, it was just like, I don't know what else to do. I'm going to do this, you know, like, it's
Right.
an accident. It's
Yeah.
really, truly an accident. A lot of the way that all content creators get into it is just like, oh, people thought I was weird and it was funny. Like, okay, I'll just go with it. All right. But, like, I mean, how could nobody love that face?
I know, right? Look at him. Yeah, it's funny. To me, it seemed relatable. Your video and just your style of content, your entire style and, like, aura in general, reminds me of a lot of girls I grew up around. And, you know, I grew up in a very emo era in the early 2000s. I grew up skateboarding, and a lot of my friends were all into the same type of music, and I ended up going to a continuation school. And, you know, it's like, I don't know, there's something about it that just kind of seems familiar to me, and that's part of the reason I wanted to get you on. And, I mean, coming from the emo side, too, let's talk about that. Are you into pop-punk music a lot? Because here's something, you're going to trip out on this. So I had a cousin, and sometimes I call him my uncle, because if he was still around, he'd be in his 60s now. My dad is almost 80, so my cousins are all, like, in their...
How old are you? Why is your dad so old?
I just turned 31. My dad had me when he was 49, I believe. So, yeah, I have cousins in their 60s.
Was he a whore, or he just
He was a bachelor until he was 44 and got married for the first time.
You know what? Cool.
Yeah, 44 and 29 were my parents' ages when they met. So...
Shout out to Gil.
Shout out to Gil.
Gil!
Gil's going to be watching. Shout out Gil. Gil's like my #1 fan.
Yeah.
And yeah, so anyway, my cousin was a massive part of the pop punk scene in the early 2000s. So you want to go up?
Yeah, come here. I want to hang out.
Let's go. So he was a drummer in a band. He did A&R, and then he ended up working for Capitol Records. He ended up working for Warner Brothers Records, and he started his own label called Sire Records. Long story short, he's responsible for signing some of the biggest emo bands known to man, including
shit.
My Chemical Romance, Avenged Sevenfold, Taking Back Sunday, Jimmy Eat World, and about a dozen
I will
other.
cry, bro.
So
That's crazy.
when I was a little kid, like 12 years old, I'm backstage meeting like Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance. Like I still to this day have a Louder Now CD by Taking Back Sunday signed by every single person in the whole band.
So sick.
So like it was personal for me as a kid. The emo stuff to this day.
Absolutely.
Jordan knows I'm constantly playing my emo playlist, and I don't know. I love it. What are some of your favorite bands?
God, I don't know. So like I was a little bit later than you. You're about my sister's age. You're like
Okay.
5.5, 6 years older than I am.
Yeah.
So like I remember growing up with like 3 Days Grace. It's not necessarily in the same kind of pop punk, but I remember 3 Days Grace, Reliant K.
Oh yeah.
Reliant K, bro. There was Sky Fox that was kind of popular for a second. Bowling for Soup was
Oh my
like
God,
I saw
yes.
them in concert when I was 11, which
No
was
way.
sick. Yeah, I saw them at the Marquee.
That's sick.
It was
That
so
song
good.
Almost was like my favorite.
Yeah, dude.
I love that song.
That one, and then what was the I'd melt the world or fucking whatever, you know which one.
I don't
I'd
know.
stop the world and melt with you. That one.
Oh, that one. Then what was it? 1985.
Yeah.
That was their big one. 1985.
That was another one. Yeah.
Love that song.
My first concert, like pop. I don't even know if you'd consider it pop punk. I mean, I loved Boys Like Girls. That was like another one.
The Great Escape.
Yeah, bro.
That is a
Yeah.
pop punk anthem right there.
Yeah, it was. I literally listened to it the other day. There was that. There was Avril Lavigne, obviously. That's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Love that bitch. But when I was in high school, the first bands that I got to see were Falling in Reverse, Black Veil Brides, Set It Off, and Dance Party. But I did not like Dance
Party. Yeah. Falling in Reverse, I just discovered recently. They did a song. I know.
Iraq is in jail right
How out of
Is he in jail right
now.
now?
He just went to jail like in
Again?
Sweden or some shit.
Oh no way!
Fucking Cam God, is it?
Giving God his ass. Oh my God! Yeah, Falling in Reverse. They did a song. Jordan, who's that song?
Jelly Roll.
Yeah, Jelly Roll and Falling in Reverse. What a weird combo.
It was, but I know which one you're talking about.
Like my number one favorite song right now.
so
That song goes so hard. I get fired up when I listen to that song.
Did you see the music video for it?
No.
It would fire you up so much more.
Chat, pull it up.
Chat, where the fuck are you?
That's like an ongoing joke. We always like reference the chat in my car. Even though we don't have a chat, we've never once live streamed it a single time.
I do that alone. Or I do that with my friends. I'm like, yo, chat. Did you
Chat,
hear that?
You got my back, chat? What's up? What's going on?
Chat,
Yo,
what should I
Bowie.
do?
What do you think of the chat, Bowie? Yes. Look at you.
I'm sorry, did I cover your eyes?
Oh, you look badass, Bowie.
Voodoo.
Voodoo Bowie.
donuts. Oh yeah, the nipples. the nibbles on the front teefies.
He'll chew that thing right up.
That's okay. I trust him.
I love how down you are to just be absolutely covered in golden dog hair on all of your black clothes.
Oh yeah, I have no care.
It's like something you have to kind of accept, having a lab that is this color. So one of the most interesting things to me is seeing how other creators get by. Where are their main sources of income coming from? Is it brand deals? Is it strictly views on TikTok? Oh my God, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, Bowie. Thanks. That's not for you, but you know we can share the chair. Yes.
You like being in the chair, Bowie? Is
Oh
that good?
yeah.
There he goes. My question is it TikTok, is it brand deals, or is it other platforms like passes and stuff like that is, kind of how you're getting by? Like what's been most successful for you?
So mostly for me, it actually was, firstly it was fanfics. And then it's now currently Passes.
Right.
And Passes is basically that subscription tier-based platform. It's something that people can actually like subscribe to. I can put a lot of my content there because I'll tell you what, I'm still the one that's posting my own content, trying to make my content. Like I don't have a schedule.
Yeah.
And Passes has been really nice with that because I have a lot of pictures, but I'm not able to share them all at once, and I don't want to post like several times a day. I don't have time for that.
So it's a way to connect with your fans further.
Exactly.
You can give them exclusive content. That word's for some odd reason really hard for me to say. Exclusive.
And it is
exclusive.
And it's weird because like I don't like having to have people like pay to like talk to me. I don't like them to have to pay for pictures, but at the same time I am doing so much at this point that it's like I can't fulfill the needs of 5 million people basically all at once. Like
that's a lot.
I have to be able to do something to, and like it's one way to do it, as well as like, merchandise kind of thing, or like, like it's So like merchandise passes, TikTok doesn't pay me shit. Instagram doesn't pay me shit.
TikTok, really? That's surprising. Are you posting videos longer than a minute on TikTok?
I've never had videos longer than a minute, really. I don't really have like.
Are you a
lot
part of the
to
creator
say.
rewards program? So, I mean, TikTok's been my main form of income up until the last couple months.
Really?
And, you know, if you are posting videos longer than a minute and you're part of the creator rewards program, every single million views you get pays like between $500 and $1,000.
Right, and I've seen that, and it's weird because like I won't hit 1 million views, and like, you know, it'll take a minute for it to happen.
Yeah.
Like my algorithm is very different, you know. Like it's like for me, TikTok changed so often, like so often, but also just so much because like when I started, I was able to pay 2 rents. I was paying rent in 2 places on just TikTok.
That's amazing.
And I can't even do that now.
Were they paying for short videos back then? Oh, so they cut that and switched it. Because I'm new to all this stuff. Like, I've been getting paid by TikTok for maybe 4 months or something like that.
Crazy.
Maybe 4 or 5 months. Whoa.
That was crazy bad.
I'm gonna throw it in the chair.
You gotta get more of that cookie jar dip,
Just
you know?
fucking ruined that segment.
No, you're good. I'm gonna cut this. One of my favorite things to do is, you know, I know people's attention span these days is just so short. So even when a conversation keeps going, I'll be cutting like breaths in between lines.
Absolutely.
You know, I'll really like make it short and to the point these days.
People like that.
Yeah, people just want it to keep going, just boom, boom, boom. They lose interest so quickly.
Yep.
It's funny too.
I think that's why I talk fast.
Yeah, right. That's hilarious. There's something funny that happened recently, and one of my videos is getting a lot of hate comments. So we filmed content in LA. My best friend Joey gets into the car, and he pulls this move that no one has ever done. A lot of passengers have probably wanted to do. He lifted Bowie up out of the front seat, over the divider, and grabbed him into the back seat, and his legs were like dragging over the divider. And, you know,
I thought about doing that.
yeah. So to the untrained eye, if you're just watching that with no context and you're not listening to the conversation, you'd be like, this random Uber passenger just stole his dog. And that is like, you know, Bowie could have gotten hurt, or like, you know, and my fans love dogs. So people were very worried, and they're like, I would have kicked him out. What an asshole, this and that. But then if you focus on the video and you watch it, even the captions and the conversation we're having during the video, I say, what's up, chat? These are my best friends. I say, remember that one time you were in Colorado and Bowie peed on your leg? You know, to my friend, because Bowie did pee on his leg. Shout out Joey. So it was very obvious if you watched the video and comprehended what was going on that this was not an Uber passenger. This is my best friend.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of people did not pick up on that. So, you know, it's kind of putting things into perspective for me, is that you never really know how people are going to take things that you post.
That, as well as like you will never be able to tell somebody the full truth, and it will get around to every single person that has seen the not truth. Like, at the point, it also, and I don't like to say this because it's really harsh, but the internet's stupid.
Yeah.
The internet is stupid.
Yeah.
So you live your life.
Yeah, we talk about it so much. It's
you live your life and you do your thing and you let the internet think what it is, because otherwise you're just going to kill yourself trying to fix it.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to say anything bad about the internet and the people on it because it's paying our bills. And it's creating this awesome life for us. But then there's the certain side of it where they want to just make our life a living hell.
They do. Like, there's literally trolls out there that get so much happiness out of making us, like, fume. Yep. And sometimes they get to us.
At the beginning, I was constantly in the comments, you know, because one of the main things was people would say, you're not allowed to do this. Uber is going to deactivate you. And, you know, I hope you get fired from Uber. That's not allowed. What if someone's allergic to dogs and they get in? What if someone's afraid of dogs? And those were kind of the hate comments that I would get is, you know, it's irresponsible to drive Uber with a dog.
Oh, well, it's not your dog, is it?
Yeah. Still to this day, we get a lot of that. And, you know, at the beginning, I would fight with them. I'd hop into the comments and I'd be like, actually, Uber does allow it, and da-da-da-da-da. And,
right.
You know, these days.
Because you can prove it.
Yeah.
And you can be like, I'm fucking smarter than you, dumbass. Like,
Yeah.
you're literally making yourself look dumb, and I want to broadcast it.
Uber just followed me on TikTok yesterday. And
So
we
cool.
collabed with Uber. So actually Uber hit me up and asked for a day in the life video of Bowie, and that was like my big fuck you to everyone who's ever talked shit saying I hope Uber deactivates
Absolutely.
you. I'm like, well, here's what Uber thinks of the show. They're promoting us, and now we're working together, and shout out Uber. So you know what? You just gotta let people do what they do. They're always gonna talk shit, and at the end of the day, I mean, that's what the internet's for, I guess. People just want to talk shit.
Were there ever people in your personal life that talk shit about you wanting to do videos and stuff and editing and...
No, I think it was silent, you know, like
Really?
I had one very interesting comment on Facebook, and it was during this 1 week when all of the media stuff happened. We got on Good Morning America, Inside Edition, People Magazine, and it was like overnight, everyone knew who my dog was.
Yeah, it's Bowie!
And I got a really interesting comment on Facebook that week, and it was from someone that I just kind of distantly knew back in the day. And he had this big, long comment that said, "Oh, man, this is so cool. When I first saw you posting these videos, I was like, oh, no, poor guy. Like, this isn't going to go anywhere. Like, you know, props for trying, but, like, this is, like," he thought it was, like, sad and pathetic, basically. And then he's like, but good for you for making it work. Like, that's so cool that
That's such a backhanded fucking bullshit!
I know. And I was like, I don't even remember who it was. It's like a friend of a friend or something. I don't even remember. I thought that was pretty funny. I think there's a lot of, like, silent doubters out there. And then once stuff does start to work out, I mean, I had some random guy that I've met 4 times hit me up asking me for money. You know, so it changes pretty quickly. Like, people want to be like your biggest cheerleader once they see it working out for you. But, you know, as you're first growing at the beginning, you know, but then again, there's also another side to that, which I found very alienating. And I'm curious if you've experienced the same thing. You know, they say lonely at the top, right? I've actually had from people who are closest to me in my life, it's actually a lot harder to stay in touch with them. Not because I'm busy or anything. I have all the time in the world to talk to people. People actually reach out to me less, and I don't know if it's because they assume I'm too busy doing my thing or I'm too good to hang out with people now. It's like, no, like, I miss my friends. I miss my family. I want to stay in touch with everybody, and it's been harder than ever. Like, my circle is so small these days. Do you experience that too?
I have a little bit, maybe a similar experience, but different because I had shitty ex-boyfriends because, you know, I just know how to pick them. But, like, you know, like, you know, so I lost my friends pretty early, but I kept a few. And as I was continuing to grow older, I realized that I'm very much in a different spot than I am with my friends. So, like, I'm only 25, right?
Yeah.
My friends are about the same age, but they're not very much into growing a career or going to school or, you know, they don't work, they don't go to school, they just exist kind of thing. And, like, that's great. I'm happy that they can do that. However, like, there's so much more to explore and to love about life, and that includes working, includes interacting with other people. And, you know, like, I have terrible anxiety every single day, and not that I'm comparing or anything, but, like, you have to choose at a point that you are done with your anxiety ruling your life and you're going to live beside it instead of letting it live your life for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's important. So, like, I realized kind of early on that my friends were very much not in that same headspace. I do have that same feeling of, like, I miss my friends. I want them to contact me. Why won't they text me? Why? And it is exactly that, because, you know, like, what if they think I'm too good for them? They know I'm busy.
Right.
But I'm trying to reach out when I can. I literally have messages that I don't answer for weeks on end because I just don't have the capacity even to, because I'm working, because working includes talking to people all day, every day on different platforms.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's where we differ a lot. Like, it's fully optional for me whether I want to engage with my audience or not. You know, they don't really ask anything from me. Of course, they ask questions.
That is different.
And stuff like that, but really they watch the content. And in turn, I think what you do, people really want to engage with you and get to know you on a personal level, because, I mean, at the end of the day, your fans are fans of you. My fans are fans of my dog.
I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, you can display Bowie all out right there. Like, there's all to be told right there. That's interesting. That is very different.
They want to ask me questions about my dog, mostly.
So that makes me sad for you because, like, it's about your dog, so what about you?
What about me? I wonder that every day. I don't know about me. But,
friends that are watching, you're here. I know you're watching, brother. brother.
No, but I'm good. I get to have a lot of fun with it, you know?
Right.
It's like, I'm getting to use, you know, it's kind of like
He's saying it's not the same connection, though. That's not
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah. I'm getting to use all the skills that I learned throughout my life, and I get to hang out with my dog all day, and we get to make the world happy through our videos.
Oh, he
I don't have
loves
anything
you
that I
so
can complain
much.
about. Come here. Come on. Come on.
You gotta push his butt. I did it before he did it. Yeah, see?
Here you go.
Happy!
Good boy. Yeah, what about me? That's a question I really appreciate hearing. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of Bowie fans out there. It's funny, I heard
But
a
what
comment.
about Kevin fans?
What about
Kevin's
Kevin
pretty
fans?
cool.
Kevin's
Kevin is
alright.
father of Bowie. Bowie wouldn't be here without Kevin, father. Father Kevin?
Father Kevin.
Without Kevin Father.
I got a funny comment recently. It's funny kind of engaging in public out in the world, just going out and about. We went on this big road trip recently, and when I bring up what I do, like I'm the Uber driver that surprises passengers with the dog sitting shotgun, the vast majority of the time, people are like, oh yeah, I've seen that before, but I didn't know that was you. So they don't see me, they don't see my face and connect that to the videos, but when I tell them what I do, they're like, yeah, or if I'm with the dog, there's a much better chance that people are going to recognize me.
What is
at
that
me in
like
the
for
videos.
you, though?
I don't know. I think it's perfect, actually.
Yeah?
Because, as I was telling you earlier, like, I never really wanted to be the center of attention. So this actually keeps it at a level I'm much more comfortable with. And I'm able to get the numbers. I'm able to do the brand deals without having to, have my lunch be ruined by somebody that's like coming up asking for like an autograph or something. Like, I can't even imagine what that must be like.
I will say that's happened a couple of times at like conventions.
Maybe not autographs, but I'm sure a lot of fans approach you in public. What do they usually ask you?
I mean, usually it's just like, hey, are you Wheezy? Are you the one that did the, hey, I think I reckon. And like, there's not been a time that I don't love it. But
Really?
there have been times where it's been like, oh, I'm eating right now. Like, damn, I wish I wasn't eating right now. Like that's my first thought is, I wish I was not eating right now. I wish that I was doing something different so that they could approach me in a way that I could be seen. Like, like I want them to be able to see Wheezy, not Anna, I guess, you know? Like that's, for me, there's like a distinction, but unfortunately they both have the same face. So,
Right.
Like
That's funny.
But I don't ever have a time where it's like I don't want to be recognized or like I don't appreciate it, because it's like it makes me remember like, oh shit, I made an impact somehow. Like somebody remembered my face for some reason, And like I know that's the same for you probably with you and Bowie. Like
for sure. Yeah. No, I agree. There's not a single time that I'm talking about what I do, talking about my dog in public that I'm not happy to be talking about it. I mean, I actually got to the point recently where I had to start thinking about, should I tone it down? Should I start talking about myself less? Because it's kind of all I talk about these days. And who gets to live this life with their dog and who has videos that are doing what they've been doing for us. So of course it's all I talk about, But I don't know. Like I don't want it to come off in a way of like, because I'm always saying we've been on Good Morning America. We've had 500 million views. We have
amazing,
over 500,000 followers on Instagram. I'm saying those numbers to people constantly and constantly worrying that it's going to come off as cocky. Like I'm trying to further myself in social situations because I'm like kind of flexing,
They're unreal numbers, right? And so it's unreal to, if you want to say like regular people, it's unreal to those people.
Right.
But it's kind of becoming the regular for people in our industry, Like it's, you say that to another person, it's like, oh yeah, that's crazy, dude. I did this on that thing, and it's like, oh man, that's crazy. Like it's a vast fucking industry, and it's a beautiful how so many people have been able to like grow and connect in that because like 500. You said 500 million.
500 million views.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom that fucking number.
You probably have more.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If you combine everything all together,
I don't think I could. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, I mean,
There's got to be a calculator online.
I knew up until about 200 million, pretty much the exact number, and then after that, after like a quarter of a billion, there's no way to know the exact number because of the reposts. So there's people that take my videos, oftentimes they don't credit me, I don't even see it, and they get millions, tens of millions of views sometimes. So there's really no way of knowing.
Right.
But it's up there in the hundreds of millions, and it's insane. But I think one thing that I'm very envious of that I hope I get to experience, like I'm pretty sure you do, is you have a community of other creators that you're friends with, that you talk to. And it seems like you're traveling a lot, you get to meet up with them in person, and kind of share similar experiences, and I'm sure share like what's been working for you guys and stuff like that. I don't really have any of that.
Not yet.
You're now the second famous influencer that I've met and kind of interviewed for my show. So this is all brand new to me. What's that like, and how would you recommend finding people to do that stuff with?
I definitely recommend. So I've definitely had a couple people that I've met in the past that I thought I was going to vibe with, and I definitely did not end up vibing with. It's really a vibe thing. You really want to try to get to know the person before you meet them in person. It's like exactly internet safety that you want to practice 101.
Yeah.
But it's easier because you can actually verify that that is the person that you're talking to with the face. But sometimes they're really good at pretending over text.
Yeah.
I've had an instance where somebody was like, I was with a different boyfriend at the time, ex-boyfriend now, but we were having dinner with a different couple that were on TikTok, and they were talking about how they had met each other, and the boyfriend had set up a camera in plain view, but the girl couldn't see.
Oh.
And the thing that made me uncomfortable was that he looked straight at me and was like, I know really well how to hide cameras or something. I'm really good at hiding cameras.
That's creepy.
And I was like, okay, I think I'm done now. And that was my first meetup with with any other TikTok creator. Every single one of them, you probably want to not meet in their household. Well, so this is insane. Well, you're meeting me in your household. Red flag.
I was going to say, I'm honored that you trusted me just from DMing and WhatsApp.
You trusted me in your house.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
true.
saying.
You could have came in here with a machine gun, just blowing
exactly.
the
I could have had a machete in my ass. Who knows? Who knows what I could hide up there?
Yeah. Oh my god.
But that's the thing is if you trusted me in your household, then I trust myself in your car. It's kind of. I don't like to think of it as transactions, but in the business sense, sure, this is a transaction. This is a way I can trust you. There's a camera in your car. There's there's somebody that's going to be here. There's, I have a destination, that kind of thing. So, it's safe. It's the way that you get the vibe from somebody you can, kind of tell. And at this point in my life, I feel very comfortable in being like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to get an Uber, a different Uber without a dog home. So
that's funny.
That's the thing. You can learn the vibe, and you really learn it when you meet somebody. You just have to, really the thing is going to conventions and meeting people.
Oh, yeah.
Going to conventions and because
What's the one you go to? Is it VidCon?
I go to VidCon, I go to TwitchCon, Gen Con. I've been to so many now at this point.
Yeah.
PAX is great. But at each convention, people will stop you and be like, hey, I know you. Or if you go to a booth, they'll be like, hey, wait a second, I know you. You can bring Bowie.
Yeah.
So, if you go
I've been
into
waiting for an invite. I saw that you were going to VidCon, and I was like, where's my invite?
Where's my invite?
I'm still so new at this again, so it's like,
if you want me to, I can send you the email that you can reach out and see. Because if you have YouTube and you have a good amount of following,
we only have 50K on YouTube, but it's
I don't even have
enough.
50K on YouTube.
Really?
I don't.
YouTube's hard.
So I got in as a featured guest. I will send you the fucking email so that you can apply for it.
That would be amazing. Where is it?
It's in Anaheim this year.
Okay.
So back in California.
Another LA trip.
There's also a WheezyCon in Irvine, California on the 12th of July.
Okay, so I saw that. Wait, is that during VidCon?
It's not. It's so VidCon is the 19th through the 21st. WheezyCon is the 12th of July.
But it's on the same trip. You're going to be out there.
I'm going to be there
the
a whole
time.
month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sick. Well, maybe we'll meet up out there. That would be amazing. So I'm from Thousand Oaks, Ventura County. It's 45 minutes from LA. So that whole zone, I got people there. We have this place. My friend's parents have an Airbnb now.
Yeah.
They just let us crash there for a week for free. Last time we were there, so we're like, okay, every time we go to town now, we got a place to crash, and we got business to do there. I'm going to interview this person, this person, this person.
I have a bunch of other friends that are going. So Bobby Bass is probably going to be going to WheezyCon. Queen's probably going to be going to WheezyCon. Haley and Kendra are going to probably go to WheezyCon. Maybe
Sick.
Nobo and Reckless.
Who's your friend?
I'm a huge fan of Nobo. I love Nobo.
Nobo's great.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I knew there was one of your friends. He's the biggest fan. But
She's
sick.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
I hadn't heard of her when you showed her to me. I had no idea
I
who
just
she
saw
was.
her lip syncing videos, and I just cracked up. I was in my room by myself. I just cracked the fuck up. So.
She's pretty funny in person too. She's very much the same.
So what's next for Wheezy? What do you have planned? You're doing VidCon, you're making content. Is there anything you're working on special?
I mean, so VidCon is great. Featured creator for the first time ever.
Featured creator.
Featured, like, I'm on the website. As of
shit.
tomorrow, being Friday the 4th, I will be on their website.
That's huge.
So that's going to be really cool. Especially, so I have this little pity part of me. I don't know if you guys do usually. But, so I have the ex that I was talking about earlier, the one that was, like, doing shit that he probably shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
He very much wanted to be a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber and whatever. And I kind of knew what Twitch was when I left him. I didn't really know what Twitch was when I started it.
Yeah, right.
And so now I've been doing this, and I only shit on him because he's a bad person. But, like, I feel very happy to be living his dream right now.
Oh
and
my
going
God.
to VidCon as the creator. The haters are the ones that motivate us.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Not that my dad's a bad person, but my dad was the one that was kind of like, he was asking me questions like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, I was not fucking sure. I was flying through my teeth, bro.
Right.
But sure enough, the motivation was right there, dude. It's the motivation
Yeah.
of, like, I'm not going to let anybody tell me that I'm going to fail.
For sure.
That's it. Like,
I spoke it into existence. That's what I did.
manifesting!
I manifested it, and I didn't even realize it. Like, I was saying every single day, I was like, we're going to go fucking viral, you know?
Yes!
Actually, on the very episode that got our big start on YouTube, we weren't anything on Instagram, we weren't anything on TikTok, and we had a YouTube video, and I knew it was like, some of these rides had the most potential to go viral out of anything I had filmed up until that point. And at the very end of the video, I had just dropped some passengers off, and I look over at Bowie, and I said, Bowie, we're going to do it, man.
This show is going to take off. We're going to do it, man. We're going to make it out the hood, Bowie.
And then the episode ends. That episode got 70 views. And it was like 2 weeks later, the episode had done nothing. I had completely given up on the show. And I was convinced it was fun while it lasted. I'm not doing it anymore.
It's never when you plan it.
And then that exact episode started blowing up. Like, after 2 weeks of doing nothing, had 70 views. It blew up overnight. And then
It's never
Daily
when you
Mail,
plan it, man.
repost, news stories. And I was like, well, I guess we're going to do this now.
Exactly that. Like,
Yeah.
you never know when it's gonna hit. And it just does. Somebody does something. It's somebody that clicks it, and it's just, you know, and then a bunch of people, it's like 2, then 4, then
Yeah.
7, or 8, 7.
You never know. You never know. So that's what's next for you. You're going to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep chilling, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, I don't know, keep doing adventures.
For sure.
Let's.
Well, hopefully we can collab more in the future.
Yes, please.
We'll definitely, I mean, shit, we live 15 minutes apart, so anything that's going on in the area, if you ever want to collab on stuff, if you ever need a
Yeah.
driver, so I'm a private driver, I do Red Rock shows, I do airport trips,
Hey, yo.
and book us, and, you know, don't tell my clients, but for you it's always free, because we can get content everywhere we go, so, you know, the ride's going to pay for itself, so.
I mean, either way, I'm still gonna slip you a little 20. You know?
Yeah, I'm cool with that too, but you have a private driver now, so
Cool.
Bowie and I will come grab you anytime.
If there's anything that you ever need, I would love to help out.
For sure.
We might have to do a walkie with Bowie.
Oh, we could totally do a walk. That would be awesome. Weather permitting, once this shit weather is
You know,
through.
in the parking garage, whenever I do the, like, song ones,
Yeah.
Bowie would do so good. Oh, you hear your name, bro.
Bowie,
You
you want to come up here and do the outro?
Yo, let's do the outro, bro. Come here, Bowie.
Do you have anything you want to say to the world before we go?
It's important.
Bowie?
Mr. President?
Bowie, yeah, you have a lot of fans out there that want to hear from you.
Mr. President?
Mr. President? He's like, I'm just going to hit my head on the mic real quick.
Hold on. Is that for me?
Hello?
Hit the towers. Sorry.
Oh, there's nothing I love more than a good 9/11 joke. You think his saliva is going to mess this up?
Nah. It'll be fine. They're Yetis. They're fine.
Well, that was awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody. Follow Wheezy. How can they find you? What are your platforms?
Not easy being wheezy. Everywhere.
Not easy being Wheezy everywhere. And this is the Uber Dog Bowie. And
Bowie.
we'll see you guys next time. Let us know who you want to have on the podcast. Who should fly out to Colorado and sit in this seat with Bowie and hang out and shoot the shit? Let us know in the comments. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.
First podcast.
We did it. We did it, guys.
The show was in black and white. I was filming with night vision on this camera. So everyone looked like zombies. It was all in black and white. And he just kept telling me, he's like, bro, you gotta put the light in here, you gotta get the LEDs. And sure enough, I mean, the videos started doing so much better after you can actually fucking see people, you know?
Crazy. I have LEDs in my car, but they're just, you know, for like show, and they're the Adobe ones.
Oh yeah.
I thrifted them. They're definitely, they don't stick. I need to like screw them into my shit. But I have a BMW and I don't want to do that.
You got a Beamer?
It's a 2013. I'm kind of thinking about trading it in.
Beamer, Benz, or Bentley?
Ooh. I was thinking about that or an Audi.
Oh yeah, Audis are sick. I almost got a, what was it, a Q4 or something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
It's like the mid-sized SUV.
I've been thinking about the Q. What, they have a 5, don't they now?
I think so. I'm not super. I know there's an R8. I know that much. The R8s are fucking nice.
They look fucking sick.
Yeah, that's one of my dream cars right there. If I could get an R8 one day, I think my life would be complete. But that's one of the main things I think you'll find. I'm sure you've had a similar experience. Like when you're growing up, or you know, in early adulthood, you have those intrusive thoughts of like, if I could just have this, my life would be complete, and I would finally be happy. And then you get that thing, and you're like, oh, that's not it.
But the newest thing is really cool.
But the newest thing, yeah, it's always the next thing. But you know, it keeps you going, keeps you motivated.
That's exactly how I feel.
I was trying to think this entire night, hanging out with you, of who you remind me of, and I figured out who it is. It's an actress, and I don't know her name.
Allison Hannigan.
Is she the one who plays what's her face on How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Yes.
The one with the orange hair.
Yes.
Yep. I get that all the time. I don't understand.
Oh my god, I love her so much.
That's
She's my favorite character in that show.
That makes me so happy.
She's
That's
the
so
coolest.
funny. She seems really cool. But yeah, I get that all the time. I don't know. Maybe it's the cheeks or something. I don't get it.
I think it's your eyes. I think your eyes look very similar to hers. I mean, but she kind of has bigger eyes. I think she has like those beady, like, give me my precious eyes, like, kind of thing. Yeah.
What's the craziest Uber story that you have?
One time, because being near LA, there's a lot of rich, famous people.
Of course.
I get an Uber request in a place called Hidden Valley, where the ranch comes from, actually.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, a lot of very rich people there, and I'm going to pick up, and I'm driving up this like winding road. It's like cobblestone, like it's like super fucking nice. And I get to this gate, and someone has to let me in the gate, and I pull up to this house, and it's the big roundabout like you would see in front of a hotel.
Yeah.
Big waterfall. I shit you not, probably $10 million house at the time, probably a $20 million house now. Like the biggest, nicest house I've ever seen in my life. And the only thing I was trying to put my finger on is I saw this big car with the Shazam logo on the side of it. And I was like, oh, I guess whoever owns Shazam probably lives here. Didn't end up being the case. This little girl opens the front door with her little backpack on and comes and gets into my car. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? This girl's like 11 years old. I'm like, hi. You know, like, she gets in and she like has like her gear. I guess she was going to basketball practice or something. And I just had to ask her. I was like, I'm sorry, but whose house is this? She's like, my dad's. I'm like, okay, who's your dad? And she's like, Jamie Foxx. I'm like, oh my god, I'm at Jamie Foxx's house right now. And I look up and the front door was still like cracked open. I just see Jamie Foxx just waving me off. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like, why is Jamie Foxx ordering an Uber for his daughter to go to her basketball practice? I guess he was busy that day.
That's insane.
And neither of his two assistants were available to give her a ride. So Uber to the rescue, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that one was insane.
Hi.
Yeah, I was like, yo! I was driving like so carefully, like gripping the wheel so tight. Like, if I fucking crash right now and I hurt Jamie Foxx's daughter, it's gonna be the end of me.
Was there any impulse on driving recklessly just for funsies?
No, not at all. I was probably 21 at the time. I was I was very young and innocent. And I was like, I just want to do good. And
at this point, would you fuck around and find out? Like, you know,
I don't
do
know.
like one of those like side swipes, like, oh, that was close.
I think I'm more careful than ever with everything these days because
That's
now I have to worry about like being canceled or Uber deplatforming me. Like there's so much shit to worry about. Like now that we have so much going for us, it's like I just don't want to mess it up. I want to keep it going forever.
You're absolutely so right. I feel that same way. It's like a constant stressor on your brain of like,
Yeah.
is this gonna come off wrong? Is this gonna come off weird? Like, and sometimes even the most radical things come off wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know what's gonna, and then sometimes I'll watch an episode through and I'll cut out what I think I need to cut out, and then I miss something, and I was like about to export it and put it out there into the world, and I was like, ooh, that would have been bad if that was in there.
Yeah.
Because I don't really hold back. When I'm having conversations with people and I'm just shooting the shit in the car, I'll say whatever I want to say. Like, I'm pretty unfiltered for the most part.
I have that same problem.
Yeah, like I choose later on when I'm editing it what I keep in, and if I'm not like super focused and dialed in, something will slip sometime. It's crazy, but we're learning as we go.
Exactly. It's a weird fucking. The internet, like I said, it's stupid. It makes us stupid. We have to just stay off of it as much as we can.
Yeah.
But also make it happy.
That's the one thing that's been really hard for me. One of many things that's been very hard for me is posting on social media and not scrolling on social media.
Yep.
It's like the algorithm feeds me exactly what I want. And it's the best cooking videos, it's the best skateboard clips, it's the most beautiful women I've ever seen. It's everything that I love to enjoy, and
Exactly.
it knows me so well. But, I have to stop scrolling and start posting more. That was so much fun. Really great meeting you.
It was nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, anytime.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye, Bowie. Thanks. Thanks for your time and appreciation.
Have a good night.
You as well. Drive safely.
Will do.
Thanks so much for watching. Happy game days. Go out.
Subscribe down below.
Like, follow, Linktree, subscribe.
Subscribe and follow.
Yes.
I'm gonna follow the Instagram.
And follow the TikTok.
I'm gonna follow the TikTok.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to Bowie. Like and
Yeah.
subscribe to Bowie.
Yes, or you're a loser and you don't support animals.
Exactly.
Yeah, animal cruelty right there.
If you don't sub, animal cruelty. Facts.
Exactly.
Uber dog.